notice for an entire digital revolution. I'm very, very excited to announce the rebranding we have decided to do for Huobi Group markets. And first of all, let me just introduce myself. I am Ciara's son, head of Huobi's global markets and business. And before joining crypto, I worked with Boston Consulting Group, Deloitte Consulting, and Ernst Young in traditional finance industry as financial analysis and strategy consulting. Well, let's take a look at the cryptocurrency industry overall. So a lot of people would ask us, why do I join crypto and why would I join Houbi? And I'm very excited to see that this whole industry has become very, very mainstream. In 2019, we have saw Facebook announce Libra, and we saw Chinese government announce DSAP, and every piece of news show that the government and companies are all eager to join this game. And look at Bitcoin's performance. It has outperformed traditional assets by about 300% on average since its launch in 2013. And Bitcoin outperformed all of the other major assets in 2019 as more recent data, including gold, silver, S&P 500, and US Treasuries. And this is done as a historical constant rate. That's making Bitcoin a very interesting investment opportunity for the future. And as we can see from this chart that it has very low correlation with gold and S&P 500. And with the halving event just happened a few days ago, now Bitcoin's inflation fall below 2%, and it is now about 1.8%, and is even lower than the US dollar. So that is make it a very good investment opportunity in the coming year. So we are Houbi, and just a little bit introduction on who we are and what we do. We offer about more than 50 different products and services in the whole blockchain ecosystem. And we do have another video to show you guys, showing more of the different products and services that we are offering in our space, and that will more lean into what we're talking about Houbi's derivatives markets. Can you guys help us with playing the second video, please? Thank you.
Established in 2013 as a Bitcoin exchange, Huobi's come a long way, expanding from Asia to all over the world.
Yeah.
7 years experience, 3 trillion accumulative trading volume, tens of millions of users in 150 plus countries. 29% of all Bitcoin miners in 2019 deposited on Huobi. And most importantly, 0 major security accidents. From an exchange-focused company to a full-fledging ecosystem. From Huobi Global to Huobi OTC. From Huobi Chat to Huobi Wallet. From Huobi Research to Huobi Chain and Huobi Lite. And Huobi Futures. In 2018 December, Huobi Futures launched as Huobi Derivatives Market. Since then, our growth has been beyond our own expectation. In 2019 January, a cumulative volume in 1 month reached $20 billion. In 2019 August, daily trading volume of delivery contract ranks number 1. In 2019 November, it broke daily trading volume record with $7.4 billion. And no clawback from day 1. From launch to top 3 in the derivatives market within 12 months. Now, with the same team, same expectation, here's the next step.
Thank you so much. I'm very, very excited to announce that the rebranding we have decided to do for Huobi's derivative market is that we'll now be labeling this part of our business as Huobi Futures. While a name change is nothing too monumental, but for us, it represents an acknowledgement of the changing times we have seen in the cryptocurrency trade space. So looking back at Fidelity's research, 47% of institutional investors believe that they see a place for digital assets in their portfolios. And the growth in the space have been recently highlighted by the growth of institutional trading volume that we as one platform have seen. For example, the spot trading volume of institutional users increased by about 128% in Q1 2020 compared with Q4 2019. And while the derivative trading volume of institutional traders increased by 88% in Q1 compared with Q4 2019. I think we are having a bit of technical issue here again. Just gonna take a second for us to fix it. Is it working? All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Keep going. As I just shared with you guys that we are seeing that derivative trading volume of institutional traders increased by about 88.04% in Q1 2020 compared with Q4 last year. And this growth equals to big numbers as well because the trading volume in Q1 2020 marked 101 billion, whereas the average quarterly trading volume in 2019 was only about 43 billion. And for derivatives, Q1 2020 was about 343.8 billion, where compared to last year, the average quarterly trading volume is only about 126.7 billion. And we have also recently crossed a big milestone in regards to our recent launch, perpetual swaps volume. As of May 12th, the 24-hour coin margin perpetual swaps trading volume of Houbi has overtaken BMAX. And BMAX is one of our biggest and most respectful competitors. And I also did a virtual launch back then because of the whole COVID-19 issue. And on May 12th, Huobi futures traded about 55 billion, while BMAX did about 52 billion in the same period. And in fact, we have seen great growth in general this year, as into 2020, we have crossed accumulated trading volume of about $4 trillion US dollar equivalent. And we are very proud to say that we are currently manage about 7.6 billion of assets, and that figure represents more than 5% of the entire cryptocurrency market. And while growth like this is always fantastic to see, both for Huobi and the market, it is more pleasing to note that Q1 institutional trader numbers this quarter are up 88% compared with last Q4. So we can really pin down just where most of our growth is coming from. So the blockchain ecosystem, cryptocurrency market remain a fascinating opportunity to many institutional traders, but these traders are also really more cautious and are still holding back for some of the reasons. So part of the problem is legitimacy of the cryptocurrency market, as Bitcoin is a very interesting investment asset. In the history of it, only in the recent years it started really turning attention to being a legitimate investment asset. But to make this more of a reality, platforms like Huobi are trying our best to make the space as professional and secure as well as risk averse as possible. We have started doing similar innovations like the professional finance industries, and we also appeal to regulators to prove our legitimacy, and we have been trying our best to be as regulated as possible to every single market that we're going into. And very happy to share with you guys that the Japanese FSA has, for example, given its approval for the HT token as the first ever global exchange token to be approved and will be launched and listed on Huobi Japan very soon in this coming months. And this is just a map of all of the licenses we have applied and we have got so far. And we're proud to say that we are probably one of the exchange with the most license around the globe. We have got the Gibraltar DLT license and the Japanese license, as I just stated before, and the Thailand license for digital asset trading. And we're also applying for a few more licenses of the new markets that we're going into. So the challenges we face will be now is how to bridge the gap between the interests we have from institutional investors to the rest of the investors who are still concerned about joining crypto market. Issues around compliance, regulations, infrastructure, and the marketplace are key to our drive to attract new money to the space. So in terms of our operating goals, we have always been focused on making clients feel at ease. And with a new type of clients coming to us in institutional traders, we're very glad that they have found our approach welcoming this one. So our high level of security and the fact that in the past almost 7 years we have never had a major hacks, like thousands of Bitcoin will be stolen and our customer will feel so concerned. That has never happened to the history of Houbi, and we have been putting a lot of efforts to our security team, and they have been doing a very great job. And I think that being able to bring transparency as we are moving funds from cold wallet to hot wallet and making it all public to our users will be bringing a lot of comfort for our customers to be able to trust and put their assets with us and trade with us. So it has been the goal of most of the cryptocurrency community to try and open the doors to traditional and institutional traders for some time now, and we have been feeling the interest grow and the trading increase. This is why we have positioned our futures market to be the state of the art and such a high level, because this is only the beginning of the wave. Look at the data I've already gone over. Such growth in a single quarter shows the interest from the market. And even look at the news from traditional finance, where I recently saw famous hedge fund investor Paul Jones stated that he has put in a conservative amount of Bitcoin into his portfolio, and he even believes that it will be his best performing assets. But it is more than what Bitcoin can and will do for traders. It is what the rest of the traditional marketplace look like. The COVID-19 impact on market has people scrambling for alternatives to trade and hedges against these issues. And this is where Bitcoin looks to be heading. And we at Huobi are looking to facilitate this market expansion. Very proud of the work we have done in the marketplace, and rebranding of the Huobi futures is a singularly of our intention to go after and attract institutional traders and traditional investors and show them the real potential of cryptocurrency market. We have the tools and the offering to do so, and we hope that more of what we can do and will be seen by these investors who are sitting in the dark, wondering what to do and wondering what cryptocurrency can do for them.